Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely game-changing approach to e-commerce. If you're a beginner starting out with pretty low capital, it's super easy to feel like you're completely locked out of building a real, highly profitable business. But today, we're going to lay out the exact blueprint to take a fragile short-term dropshipping side hustle and transform it into a robust long-term brand. So let's jump right in and discover how you can leverage low-risk fulfillment methods without sacrificing that premium feel of a true brand. Here is our game plan for today. We're covering the whole framework step by step. We'll start with the dropshipping trap, move into the brand building solution, talk about picking your product, building on a budget, mastering marketing channels, and wrap up with iterative testing. All right, part one, the dropshipping trap, and why the old model is inherently flawed. If you are just starting out, let me validate a very common fear for you. A lot of traditional dropshipping feels like a scammy race to the bottom, right? So is it a total dead end? Well, ask yourself what actually happens when you sell low-quality items that somehow take 6 weeks to magically arrive from overseas. Honestly, the results are disastrous. Customers get furious, payment processors like Shopify take notice and shut you down, and platforms like Facebook suspend your ad accounts. Boom! In a single instant, your revenue is locked up and the whole business just crumbles. The core issue here really boils down to equity. Old-school dropshipping relies on stolen supplier images, terrible shipping times, and just generally low quality. Because it requires literally zero effort to launch, saturation hits the market immediately, and your store dies fast. Modern brand building, on the flip side, focuses entirely on long-term equity. By offering unique positioning and high-quality products, you're actually cultivating loyal customers. And that is exactly how you escape the trap. Moving on to part two, the brand building solution. This is a complete paradigm shift for e-commerce. Now, you might be thinking that building a real brand takes millions of dollars in upfront capital. It doesn't. It just requires a shift in your strategy. Look at it this way. A brand is the only true moat in e-commerce. Individual products, systems, patents, they're all finite. Competitors will eventually rip off your winning product. But a brand? A brand creates a shared set of values and a premium customer experience that they simply cannot duplicate. That trust creates repeat business, which keeps you miles ahead of the pack. The source material refers to this as the Millionaire Outcome Framework. It beautifully merges the best of both worlds. You get to keep the low-capital, zero-inventory benefits of dropshipping, but you wrap the whole thing in premium branding. As a beginner, you can use specialized fulfillment tools like Zendrop. They act as your operational backbone, taking shipping times from China down to just a few days, all without forcing you to buy a massive warehouse full of inventory upfront. All right, part three, picking your first product. This is about finding the perfect launchpad. Finding that perfect launchpad is absolutely critical because if you pick the wrong product, you will burn through your limited budget so fast. So here is a golden rule for you. Aim for an average order value or AOV of over $100 or at the bare minimum a 60% gross margin. Why? Because when you dropship, you're competing for really expensive ad space. If you're selling a cheap $20 gadget, you just won't have enough money left over after buying Facebook ads to actually make a profit. Let's put that into perspective and break the unit economics down. Imagine a healthy $100 order. If the product and the shipping cost you $40 and you spend another $40 on marketing to acquire that customer, you're left with $20 in net profit. That breathing room is your lifeline. It gives you the space to aggressively test ads, make a few rookie mistakes, actually learn from them, and still walk away with money in your pocket. So to actually find that winning product, keep 3 big rules in mind. It has to solve a major problem, it needs a clear visual element for video ads, and it must have low market saturation. Here's a massive pro tip for beginners. Use what's called the scrolling method. Basically, create a brand new TikTok account and only interact with e-commerce ads. You're teaching the algorithm that you're a shopper. Before you know it, your feed transforms into this massive free spy tool that reveals untapped niches before they go mainstream. Section 4, building on a budget. Getting that high-end branding without the high cost. Listen, if you have limited capital, we can actually turn that constraint into your biggest creative advantage. High-end branding does not require high-end budgets. First things first, though, never ever steal a competitor's images. Seriously, you'll get hit with legal takedowns and permanent account bans. Instead, take the basic supplier images and tweak them with free tools like Canva. Then, run them through AI tools to generate really professional backgrounds. Or for ultimate control, just buy a cheap lightbox on Amazon, order a product sample to your house, and shoot it with your iPhone. Do that, and you instantly look more premium than 90% of your lazy competitors.
Next up is copywriting, which used to be super expensive. But today, you can literally just use ChatGPT as your free in-house professional copywriter. Just make sure you don't ask it to write vaguely. Prompt it strategically. Tell it exactly what your product is, describe your exact target audience, and ask it to generate unique selling propositions. Literally within seconds, you're going to have conversion-focused website text and ad copy that reads like it was crafted by an expensive ad agency.
Section 5. High-converting marketing channels. This is how we actually reach your target audience effectively. Okay, so you've got a beautifully branded high-margin product. Now, how do we actually get eyeballs on it and convert them into paying customers? Let's compare the two main marketing engines. First, Facebook ads. This is an incredibly powerful engine for direct response because it's highly targeted and gives you immediate data, but you do have to pay for it. On the other hand, organic viral content on TikTok is completely free, which is amazing for low budgets, but it requires a ton of effort and relies entirely on your ability to make wildly engaging videos. Ultimately, if your ad creatives are dialed in, paid ads are usually the most reliable way to scale up quickly. To really elevate that marketing, you'll want to leverage advertorials and VSLs. Let's cut through the jargon for a second. An advertorial is basically just a landing page designed to look like a news article. It educates the consumer before pitching your product as the ultimate solution. A VSL is a video sales letter, doing the exact same thing but in a video format. Why does this matter? Because it dramatically increases your conversion rates by answering every single customer objection before they ever even click through to your checkout page. And finally, part 6, the iterative testing process. Let's talk about what actually happens when you launch. Let's set some realistic expectations here. Your brand new store is rarely going to work perfectly on day one. So what happens if you launch and crickets? No sales right away. You might feel super frustrated and think the whole system is a scam, but you have to reframe that feeling. Early failure isn't the end of your business. It is literally just data collection. Marketing is fundamentally an iterative process. You put $1 in to see what happens, and then you adjust your strategy based on the data you get back. It's like a giant puzzle. This leads right into what the source cheekily calls the "do I suck" troubleshooting hierarchy. If sales aren't rolling in, follow these steps methodically. Step 1, test your checkout process yourself. You would be shocked by how many people just have a broken shipping link that's literally preventing people from buying. Step 2, get brutally honest feedback from peers. Do your ads look like spam? Step 3, analyze your margins, test entirely new angles, and try offering bundles. Whatever you do, don't just throw in the towel. Empower yourself to find the broken link in your chain and fix it. Which brings us to our final big question. Will you build a fleeting storefront just to chase a quick buck? Or will you build a lasting brand that actually outlives the competition? You've got the blueprint now. You know how to source intelligently, how to build a premium look on a shoestring budget, and how to market with precision. The choice of what you build next is entirely up to you. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see the incredible brands you're going to create.